Hello internet world and welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. This is part of my business time series which I've been running over the past few weeks. And before I get into today's topic, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the previous business time videos. All of your comments and questions are really very good, and they also help me form more topics to cover in future videos as well. So if you need any business advice, please do leave me either a live chat question or comment, or indeed if you're watching this after the live broadcast, leave me some sort of question in the comments section. I try and answer each and every one, and as I mentioned a very short while ago, I can sometimes include your questions in future business time episodes. Now in today's video we're going to talk about not putting all of your eggs into one basket. Now there are various things you can do to avoid this, and it's a very important lesson to learn, and we'll be coming on to the main sort of tips I've got very shortly. Before I do so, as with all of the live broadcasts, I say a big hello to the first 4 people in the live chat. So a big hello to Danadize, Aaron Stoy, Afrim, and we've only got 3 in there at the moment. We've got plenty of people watching, but only 3 comments. So keep those comments coming in the live chat. I really would appreciate them. When that 4th person pops up, you're going to get a big shout out. So anyway, back to business time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's a very important lesson to learn. It applies to all different genres of business as well. I'm going to be using YouTube primarily as an example, but there will be other businesses that I refer to throughout this video. Now the first tip is to use multiple platforms. Now if you're making videos on YouTube, for example, don't just use YouTube as your sole only platform. Be on other platforms as well. Maybe do the occasional Instagram video or story. Maybe go live on Facebook from time to time. And there are plenty of other platforms you can actually share your content creations on. And I think that's very important. And you can apply that to other genres of business, because perhaps if you're selling online and maybe you're using something like Etsy or some sort of online shop, then build your own website and have your own shop to sell through. Also maybe sell direct to customers through another platform. You can even host products for sale on Facebook, or you could have an eBay store or an Amazon store. So don't just rely on one platform if you're selling online as well. Now it's also really important, and I mentioned it very briefly just then, about having your own website. When you're using other people's platforms, you become the product. So if you're using the likes of Twitter, Facebook, Google+, various other forums, etc., you're using somebody else's service. So they're gathering information about you. They can change the terms of their service at any time at all, and you don't have control over it. If you have your own website, not only does it give you a unique opportunity to make something very different to communicate with your audience, viewers, and with your potential new customers, but it also means you've got control over how that website works. So there's the first 2 tips. Let's pop back into the live chat, and the 4th person in the live chat was Paul Sergides. A big hello to all of you. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. I always appreciate each and every one of you, because you're taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, and for that I thank you. If you've got any business related questions at all, leave them down in the live chat. There's also the super chat there if you want to use that dollar symbol. That gets your question or comment highlighted, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. In fact, I'll come back to the live chat in a short while, but I want to move on to tip number 3, and that is something that I've been trying to do for probably about 2 years now with a really good degree of success. And I picked up on this tip from somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but it seemed to be a trend 2 or 3 years ago. Many people giving out this same advice, and it still stays true today. And that is to build your own email subscription list. Now you could do this with various services online, and basically what you do is you ask people to put their name, email address into a little form, and then you can actually send them out an email maybe once a month with updates about what you're doing online, or what services you're offering, or what videos you've produced, whatever type of business you're in. It's like in the good old days, you would send out a paper newsletter. It might be like an A4 sheet or a double-sided A4 sheet, and you would actually type this up on your computer and send it out in the post to people that subscribed to your newsletter. So an email subscription list is an electronic form of that. So it's a way of you updating people. Now, the reason this is very important is not only does it allow you direct contact with those who really want to hear from you, but it also allows you to communicate changes. So here's an example, and I don't see this happening anytime soon, but we've seen it previously with other platforms, mainly social media platforms, that have closed down and are no longer available. If you've got all of your videos on one platform, let's use unfortunately VidMe as an example, which recently closed down, and all of your people, all of your viewers, all of your audience all go to that one platform to see what you're offering, and then it closes down. They've got no way of contacting you, you've got no way of contacting them. So if you have a subscription list, an email subscription list, you can then email out to your viewers and your followers and your clients and customers and say, hey, I've moved platforms, VidMe is no longer available, all of my videos are now on YouTube, for example. Or you could say that my website address used to be this, but I've changed my domain name, and now I would like you to go to this website. Or hey, we've got a special offer this month. So if you're in the retail business or the service industry where you're offering various services, then you can communicate all of these details very, very easily via these email subscription lists to those that have subscribed. And there are various platforms online that you can use. Most of them for this type of service offer a free level of service. So sometimes I think you get up to like 1,000 emails that you can send out, and then you start paying. So you do pay for some of the services. But it's a really good way of communicating, especially if you launch something new or you have a special offer on, then you can send that out sort of instantly via email, and it's just a really good communication tool. So anyway, let's move on to the next tip, which is to have focused but multiple product lines or services or content if you're referring to YouTube. Now, what does this mean? Well, let's say you have a really big seller. Maybe you're in retail, online retail, and you have a fantastic product that absolutely flies off the shelves, and it's a big, big success. That's not going to last forever. It's never going to last forever. Even with the big players, we've even seen it with Apple, with declining sales on some of their iPhone models. The iPad especially, and other manufacturers' tablets, not just Apple. Tablets were at the peak of retail sales a few years back, and they've slowly declined. A very good example is you've got a product that sells really well, and then eventually it's going to stop selling really well. So you need to have multiple product lines, but still focus on a particular genre of product, something that you know well, something that you're an expert in, that you're passionate about. And the same can be applied to YouTube content as well. If you make a particular type of content, you can't just keep doing the same format of content throughout the years, because it will become stale, people will stop watching, and you don't remain current, because there are obviously current trends online that you have to be sort of in key with, and keep in touch with what's happening and move with the times. If you've noticed my content over the past 3 or 4 months, I've switched to primarily doing live broadcasting, which is really interactive. You guys like it in the chat, and it's made my content have that sort of more fresh, up-to-date feel, and then I mix the occasional pre-recorded video in with it. So it's really important to have multiple different types of content or product or service, and just keep moving with the times. And this applies to product-based things, service-based industry, all different types of business you could actually apply this to. So anyway, let's move on to the next tip, which is to develop multiple revenue streams. Now again, I'm going to use YouTube as the first example, and then I'm going to move on to sort of some other more regular type of businesses. But multiple revenue streams are very, very important, and this is really important for YouTube content creators, especially today with the recent changes to YouTube. Now with YouTube, just to give you an idea of what happens, for those of you who aren't familiar, if you are a YouTube partner or partnered on a multi-channel network, you can produce a video and there will be an advert served up before the video plays, sometimes an advert on the page somewhere, sometimes an in-stream advert, sometimes an advert midway through a video, and you get paid a small amount, very small amount, depending upon how much has been paid for that ad and depending on the deal you've got with your multi-channel network or with YouTube. Now that's a revenue stream, so that earns a content creator an income every month. But as we've seen, YouTube own the platform. This comes back to my using multiple platforms as well. Multiple revenue streams is of equal importance. So YouTube own the platform, you're the product, you're using their platform to earn money. That was your choice, but they changed the rules. So you're not switching platforms, you're staying on YouTube, but you need multiple revenue streams to enable you to sustain your income. And you've got the likes of like content creator support platforms, things like Patreon, where you can ask your loyal viewers and your loyal followers to support you with $1 or a couple of dollars every month. And then if you get 200, 300, 400 people on your Patreon campaign, then that gives you a more sustainable income. But it doesn't end there. There are things like Amazon and other websites that offer affiliate schemes where you can share links to their products, and then if somebody buys through your link, you get a little bit of a kickback, a little bit of commission on that sale, and that produces you another revenue stream. And then coming back to my earlier point of using multiple platforms, there are other platforms that allow you to monetize your content. So if you're producing content online, maybe you can share it on another platform as well. And that means that if a platform changes its rules or its terms and conditions, like YouTube did, then you still got your other revenue streams bringing you income in. And the same applies to other businesses as well. So if you've got a revenue stream of selling a particular product, maybe you can offer a service on that product as well. So like an after sales service, whereby if people need support on that product, they get an initial period of free support and then it's paid for support. That gives you another revenue stream. Maybe there's a complementary service that you can offer in your business alongside the products that you sell or you make and manufacture, that then gives you another revenue stream as well. Maybe you sell in a retail premises, so on the high street where somebody has to physically come into your shop. Well, that's one revenue stream. Maybe you can start selling your services or products online as well to give you a second revenue stream. Maybe you can start up your own affiliate marketing scheme where you get people to publicize and sort of influence others to buy your products, and then they get a little commission and you get a third revenue stream. So there are plenty of things you can do to create multiple revenue streams. And I think it's very, very important in this day and age. Everything changes so quickly and you never know what's going to happen next week or even tomorrow. So very, very important advice. So I hope you found that advice very helpful. Let's take a look back in the live chat. We've got plenty of you in here. We've got Rock211 saying, not always true, Dave. Take a look at channels like Techmoan. I watch Techmoan's videos. Very, very good, very entertaining, and a good example of a channel that's doing really, really well on YouTube. But what's to say YouTube don't change the goalposts again in the future or change the way they work their revenue share out? So it's still always very important to have multiple platforms that you produce on and also multiple revenue streams. It's sort of an insurance for you. You're trying to ensure your longevity online and ensure that you can make an income. Other people do it in other industries, so it applies to us online as well. Very, very important. We've also got S-Town Ralph saying, what about the Del Vostro? I'm not familiar with the Del Vostro line. I know it's a business range of laptops, but not familiar with them at all. So that's pretty much it for the questions and comments in today's video. I hope you found those tips useful. Just to recap, not putting all your eggs into one basket is a very wise move, whatever type of business you're in. So spread the risk, still focus, use multiple platforms though, have your own website, build that subscription email list, have multiple but focused product lines, services or types of content if you're a content creator, and develop those multiple revenue streams, and that'll see you very, very well into the future. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any questions at all about business, then leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching wherever you are in the world, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.